What's going on, everyone? I am the Kilted Cajun. Welcome back to my channel. And just Hollywood just can't seem to help itself in this latest edition of movie news from Fandom Wire. Madam Web star Sydney Sweeney's alleged Spider-Woman role likely to cancel Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man from Sony's Spider-Man universe. If you do this, you are going to absolutely destroy your franchise. People love Tom Holland's Spider Man, especially after No Way Home. The idea of Spider Man getting your friendly neighborhood Spider Man back and you just want to brush him off to the side, that would be the most moronic move that Sony could ever possibly make. Let's read the article. For the past several years, Sony's attempt at crafting their cinematic universe revolving around Spider-Man characters hasn't worked out quite. Are you fucking retarded? Hasn't quite worked well for the studio. Now this is the dumbest thing I've seen. Spider-Man No Way Home cleared $1 billion. That did not go to Disney. 25% went to Disney, 75% went to Sony. That was the deal they made. For you to sit there, for this article to sit there, it's that it has not gone well. Sure, maybe Venom did not go well. Morbius tanked. But the actual Spider-Man franchise has done well enough. And if they go back to the roots of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, make it a street level, ground, criminal story, it'll do great. But their upcoming Madam Web movie, yeah, we'll see how that tanks, starring the Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney, can be the movie to put their struggling universe on the correct track. In case you hadn't noticed, all these changes from male superheroes to female superheroes have not done well, not because they're female superheroes, but because they were not written well, they were not performed well. Oh. This is going to be a red flag for a lot of people, and they are going to check out before it even hits theaters. Following Sony's releases, including Venom and its sequel, which were fun in their own manner, I've heard they were, I didn't watch them, and Morbius, which was a colossal failure, it's obvious that Sony is struggling from the lack of a central force. No, just release a good Spider-Man movie. Oh wait, they did. What the hell is this article about? But considering that Madam Web will reportedly introduce Sweeney as Spider-Woman, people aren't going to care. It can be the perfect character to fill Spider-Man's vacancy in Sony's cinematic universe. What vacancy? Are they just grasping at straws? Sony might be looking past Tom Holland. That would be foolish. And Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Where's this story about Andrew Garfield coming back as Spider-Man? I guess they were talking about it. Even though Sony previously tried to bring Tom Holland's Spider-Man into their cinematic universe, they own Spider-Man. They were lending it to Disney. They own Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Sony still owns Tom. What is this? I'm sorry. Which eventually didn't end up. What the? Okay. Okay. Didn't end up going their way. It seems that Sony is looking past the webhead. That would be foolish. Following Sony's bold choice of releasing a Madam Web movie, it could be interesting if done properly, but we'll see. It seems likely that the studio might take the difficult decision to move forward from the character of Spider-Man in their universe. If you move away from Spider-Man and try to move on to Spider-Woman and Madam Web, you are going to ostracize quite a few normies. Not everybody knows that there is a Spider-Woman. Not all the normies that go to the movies know who Nobody, like, Madam Web is probably a bit of an obscure character when it comes to your average everyday moviegoer who loves Spider-Man. So, oh boy. Although after the return of Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man No Way Home, there were speculations, that's all they are, speculations, regarding his entry into Sony's cinematic universe. Probably not going to happen. It would be nice, but don't hold out hope. Considering that Madam Web will be reportedly introducing Sydney Sweeney as Spider-Woman, Garfield's return in the role seems unlikely. Yep, so why are you talking about it? As Sony may aim to make Sweeney's character the central figure of their universe, please don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't. People want Spider-Man. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. I guess I'm misogynist because I just want a Spider-Man. I want a good Spider-Man movie. Considering that Tom Holland is sticking with the MCU for his fourth Spider-Man installment, Sydney Sweeney Spider-Woman might be a key to Sony's success in crafting the cinematic universe and differentiating them from the MCU counterpart. This is... Okay, let's keep going. Sydney Sweeney's alleged Spider-Woman might be the key to Sony's success. It will be the key to Sony's failure if they continue this. They own Spider-Man, not Marvel. Not the MCU doesn't own blah. One of the main reasons behind Sony's struggle in crafting a cohesive universe revolving around Spider-Man's villain is the lack of a central figure. No, it's not. It's lack of good writing. An opposing force in the form of Spider-Man. But even though we might not see a web-slinger in Sony's universe for a while, why not? Sydney Sweeney's reported Spider-Woman can fill up the vacant space in the universe, considering that MCU is already moving forward with the fourth Spider-Man installment involving Tom Holland. This is owned by Sony. I keep doing this. Sony can differentiate itself from the MCU by introducing Spider-Woman as a central figure for their universe and can provide a different viewpoint on the web slinger's lore. Although there hasn't been any official confirmation about Sweeney playing the role of Spider-Woman, following the statement of a reliable industry insider, Jeff Schneider, it seems pretty likely. Madam Web is set to release February 16th, 2024. So, did I miss something? Sony owns Spider-Man. That's why all the Spider-Man games are on Sony PlayStation and not Microsoft. That's why it took years for the original Spider-Man video game to be released on PC. It's why it took forever for Spider-Man to finally show up in the MCU in Civil War, because Sony didn't want to let it happen. Sony likes their little... And Sony doesn't need Marvel. They don't need the MCU. They don't need Disney to make money. All they need is good writing. That's all it's going to take. If they decide to part ways with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, they're going to fail. The general public, the fans, quite a few of the comic book fans do like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, especially after No Way Home. A lot of people came around. They would love to see Andrew Garfield get one more shot at a movie. Whether that's going to happen, who knows. But if you follow the path of the MCU and replace your cash cow, Spider-Man, with a female version, with Spider-Woman, I do not think it will do well. Naturally, if it doesn't do well, if Madam Web doesn't do well and Spider-Woman doesn't do well, they're going to blame the toxic male, masculine, toxic male bullshit. That's just, you can just mark your calendar with it right now. Tom Holland Spider-Man is where you need to stick with. Sony should not give up the license to Disney at all. It would be the worst decision. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think Madam Web's going to be a steaming pile, or do you think it'll be interesting? I think it depends on how they do the character. But let me know what you think in the comments. Sony should not... No. Don't do this. Stick with Tom Holland. Make a good movie. Get a good writer. And go from there. Thank you for making it this far. Leave a like. Leave a dislike. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Have a good one.